In 1957, Ben Hogan wrote his incredibly successful book, Ben Hogan's 5 Lessons, The Modern Fundamentals of Golf. His book taught the fundamentals of his golf swing, which is one of the best golf has ever seen, to golfers all over the world. Similar to Ben Hogan's lessons, in this episode of Kirschman Corner, we're going to learn 5 lessons. However, our lessons will be on the fundamentals of golf course etiquette. Joining me is our agronomy director, Charlie Schallwecker. The 5 lessons will be on the proper use of carts, properly repairing ball marks, properly repairing divots, sand traps, and talking about the posted wooden stakes that we have around the golf course. I hope you enjoy today's video. Where do we want push carts to go and not go?
Yeah, Jay, so here on 5 South with bunkers and a water hazard, you have 2 options. You can take your cart to the left of the greenside bunker and go around the back of the green, or you can take your cart to the right of the water hazard towards 6 South Tee. However, you can't take it between the bunker or the water and the green.
Mr. Kramer, that's not the right way. You need to go this way. There's always got to be somebody doing it the wrong way. Don't you be that person. So Charlie, how far out should golf carts be from the green?
Yeah, Jay, our standard is 30 yards, so as a golfer approaches the green, once he reaches about the point where we're standing, 30 yards from the front of the green, it's our responsibility to move that cart back to the cart path and keep that cart on the cart path as we move through the greens complex.
All right, so at least 30 yards out from the green, drive the carts off to the side. So Charlie, when you get a good shot into a green and you make a ball mark like this one right here, what's the best way to repair the ball mark on the green?
Yeah, so the best way, Jay, to repair the ball mark is to push the turf from the outside of the ball mark in towards the center. We don't want to pry the turf up, we want to move everything back into that ball mark. This is going to promote the quickest healing of the ball mark and is going to help keep our putting surfaces true and smooth.
So move it into the middle, do not lift up.
Exactly.
Show us how we do that here.
So right here, I'm going to work my way around the outside of the ball mark, moving that turf towards the center. Once I've moved that turf in, all it takes is a step and you repaired the mark.
And that mark, it'll be fully repaired in what, a day or 2? Or?
Exactly.
And if you do it properly, we get that. If it's not done properly, it might be a little bit longer or might not repair completely.
Yeah, this ball mark, which was repaired improperly, could take weeks to recover.
Charlie, talk about the ball mark repair tool itself. There's a number of options out there. What do you prefer that we use?
Yeah, so there's 1-prong, 2-prong options. Sahali provides these great 1-prong ball marks repair tools. They're very simple, and I love this tool because as opposed to a 2-prong, this really promotes pushing turf in rather than prying turf up.
Great. All right, so get the Sahali 1-prong model. That's the go-to tool. So we got 3 pretty good sized chunks here. Charlie, what should we do with them?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit of a puzzle, but I'm going to take this largest piece, replace that in the back of the divot, fit this in here, and we filled that divot in pretty well. I am going to use a little bit of sand to fill in some of the gaps here. And then that divot's ready to be stepped down.
Great. All right, now how long does it take for this divot then to kind of like get into the grass or roots in and all that?
With our overnight irrigation, this will start rooting back in tonight, and within a week it'll be reestablished.
Well, we had Jeff hit another 100-yard shot with a little different strategy where he took a little thinner divot. He's got a little bit here, but not nearly as much as we had before. What's the strategy on filling in this one, Charlie?
Yeah, Jay, so this thin divot, there's no roots remaining, there's no soil remaining, so this divot is no longer viable. This is a scenario where we're going to use sand and seed. We're going to fill this divot. Once again, step that down.
Nice and flat.
Stepping that down makes it flat for the golfers behind us, but it also increases seed to soil contact, which improves germination. As for this guy, he's going in the rough.
Well, here we are at the 8 South green. We got the ball in the sand trap. Charlie, it's a pretty deep sand trap. Where's the proper entry point into this trap?
Yeah, Jay, so we always must enter and exit from the outsides of our greenside bunkers. That's typically the lowest area. And some bunkers have specific entry and exit points where it's very accessible on the outside of the greenside bunker. Here, anywhere along this outside bunker edge is an acceptable place to enter and exit the bunker.
Here's Jeff walking in the appropriate place into the trap, preparing to hit the shot. This is not the correct way to enter the trap. Don't be this guy. All right, Charlie, so we had a sand shot here. We've got an example of a guy going in the trap the wrong way. We've kind of got a big mess going here. What's the best way to get this trap back to its proper condition?
Yeah, so the most important thing for us is getting this trap smooth for the golfers behind us. So we're going to smooth the face where Jeff entered, the area where his feet were, where he struck the shot, as well as all the footprints coming in and out.
All right, let's see it.
I'm going to start up here towards the top. This sand back up the face where Jeff incorrectly entered this bunker. Now that I've smoothed that face, I'm going to begin working on some of these footprints through the floor of the bunker with a light touch of the rake.
Yeah, I noticed you're not putting much pressure on the rake. You're not digging into it.
It doesn't take much pressure. Although, if there are areas where a golfer got their feet in or made a larger indention, that's an area where you need to work that sand. Once we're nice and smooth, I'm going to exit the bunker and then repair my footprints.
That's very well done. I think the golfers coming behind you are going to appreciate that. So then the final step is, where do we put the rake?
Yeah, once we've raked the bunker, we're going to place the rake on the outside of the bunker with the handle pointing towards the fairway or pointing towards the tee, just like this. That placement decreases the likelihood that that rake is going to interfere with play in groups behind us.
Very important. What is the purpose of the wooden stakes?
Yeah, so Jay, these wooden stakes are used to control traffic patterns. We use these in high traffic areas where, such as in this instance, a bunker and a tree have pinched traffic, causing wear and damage to the turf. So we put up these stakes as a message to golfers to take a different path around the green. In this scenario, a golfer needs to recognize these stakes and go around the outside of this tree towards the cart path.
So it's like an invisible fence, or it's like when you have some of those spots you see the taller poles with a rope that are kind of ugly and all that. We don't have to use those if people obey these markers to kind of go around that area.
Exactly. We should all treat these exactly like if there was rope running between the stakes.
So everybody, this is going to be a tough one to educate everybody in the club on. Please spread the word. When you're out there on your course with your friends, remind them that these wooden stakes is like an invisible fence. Go around and the result will be better turf and a better course in the long run. Our course will experience 40 to 45,000 rounds of golf this year. That puts our course under tremendous pressure to keep the playing conditions at the highest level that we want. To keep our course in its best condition, our membership needs to execute on Charlie's directions. Spread this message to those you play with. Not everyone's going to know or be aware of Charlie's directions. Thanks to Charlie, Mike, Jeff, and the Greens Committee for your love of our course, and for Jeff, Mike, and Charlie. It was fun to spend time with you this past week putting together this video. I've got my one-prong Sahali ball mark repair tool. I hope you do too, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the course. Have a great week.